The following is an Operation Podcast production.
If you would have told me 10 years ago that I would be successful dancing, I would have been like, you're an insane person, GTFO. I thought I was going to be a DJ, and I ended up being like a news guy. Again, another little nudge, another mistake.
I call it like a dolphin nose, like a mama dolphin just pushing the baby dolphin in
like
a
a
certain
universal
direction.
tap. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I get down these rabbit holes of watching near-death experience videos.
Ooh.
And a lot of people say that you pick your life before you even come here. And this might lose some people, and this might not be for everybody.
Bring on the woo.
Are you ready for a wild ride? I'm Alexis Martin, and I invite you to strap in because this is more than a podcast. This is Look at Me Now.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Look at Me Now. And today is going to just flip and knock your socks off because I have like a brother from another mother sitting here with me. Seriously, this is Nick, the Dancing Weatherman.
Hey.
I mean, what else do I need to say to introduce
That's it. You
the
nailed
person
it.
sitting here with me?
I like brother from another mother more than the Dancing Weatherman.
I mean,
That was a
add
good
it to
one.
your resume.
Let's go.
Let's go. Here we are.
I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. And yeah, likewise. I'm digging the energy. This is awesome. I'm a big fan, so I'm pumped to be here with you.
I mean, I'm a big fan. We're all big fans of,
Appreciate
first
it.
of all, weathermen, and second of all, weathermen that dance.
Let's go. Yeah,
Because
there's a limited quantity of those.
There
Yeah.
really is. And, you know, we were even talking before the tape started to roll about how, you know, I teach something called Soul Sway, and
Yes.
that we were talking about, you know, the art of dancing like nobody's watching and how freeing that is, and how what you do is so contagious for people because there is a truth to that.
There is something so true about dancing like nobody's watching, or even just dancing like you don't care if somebody's judging you, that I don't know what it does to you, but it translates to people that are around or that watch. I will be the first to admit I am not the best dancer. I haven't been trained. I am what people would call self-taught, meaning I just watch TikTok videos over and over and
Yeah.
try to mimic what the cool kids are doing.
That's it.
And
Isn't that how we all learn, really?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's probably how 99% of learning
I mean,
happens.
even when in dance class, I mean, you're just mimicking what the teachers are doing and telling you to do. I mean,
True.
what's really
That's a good point.
there's no difference other than, you
Yeah.
know, you might have better form with a teacher and not injure yourself, but that's another story.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I've certainly suffered plenty of dance injuries on my own.
Oh boy.
But yeah, it's just fun, and I just encourage anybody, even if you think, because I've heard it all the time, oh, I can't dance, I could never do that. And that's exactly what I was saying before this whole journey started. But trust me, just do it. You'll surprise yourself and you'll have a lot of fun. Every time I end a little TikTok or video or a little choreo with somebody, we always end with laughter, you know, just fun laughter. And
That's the juice right there.
It's the juice. And there's just something about it that's so pure and clean and just good for you. It keeps you light, keeps you energized. So
And
I love it.
agile.
And agile. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, you just said back when this whole thing started. So can you like back us into that? Like,
Yeah.
walk us into your journey a little bit.
That's a heck of a question. I wish I could tell you it was all part of my master plan, but it definitely was
Never
not.
is. Never
Right.
is.
All the best things in life
All
are
the best things are a detour.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm learning that on this journey specifically. I'm learning that with so many people and so many things. So if you're thinking about doing something, just do it. And even if you don't nail that thing, who knows what you'll nail on the pursuit of that initial goal. Anyways, I've been in the news business. I've been a meteorologist since 2006. So I'm coming up on 2 decades of doing the weather in front of a news camera. And the whole time I'd been creating content, the whole time I also like in conjunction with my actual career. So I've always sort of been a creator at heart. But in 2018, when I worked at Fox 46 in Charlotte, North Carolina, our bosses sat us down and they said, you guys have to post 12 pieces of content a day. And that's what we did right there. We were all like, hold up, what? Are we getting raises? They're like, no, you're just posting 12 more times a day. So obviously we were all a little bit reluctant and maybe a little bit hesitant and maybe a little bit bitter, but we ended up doing it and I leaned into it. And in 2019, I had 11 things posted and I just wanted to post my 12th thing so I could go home and take a nap because I had worked the morning show. And I remember scrolling through my feed looking for inspiration, and I saw this group of brothers do this fun dance. The group of brothers are called, their handle is the Williams Fam. Very popular on Instagram. They're awesome. And so I just mimicked what they did in the news studio, and that video took off. I posted it, went home, took a nap, and when I woke up from that nap, my phone was doing the whole viral blow up thing, and my life hasn't been the same ever since I woke up from that nap. And I'm just truly grateful and honored and humbled and flattered that any of it has happened and any of it has had any staying power. And that's how I backed into the whole Dancing Weatherman thing.
That's incredible.
It's wild. I would have never seen it coming. If you would have told me 10 years ago that I would be successful dancing, I would have been like, you're an insane person, GTFO.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I still can't believe it. It's so wild.
Holy smokes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it's so funny the way we talk about like how the detours are the moments that change everything. And
like, what is it about that?
Yeah, but I think it also, where the rubber meets the road on that is like your willingness to put yourself out there in a way that, you know, may have felt crunchy or cringy or whatever, but just to like get it done.
Yes.
Right? Like, like good not being the enemy of great. Like, let me just get the assignment done.
Yes.
Let me put my ego aside.
Yes.
And do the thing that I think could be fun or funny, whatever, right? And not worry about what people are thinking about me. Press send on it out into the world. And what came back was phenomenal.
I often wonder, I heard that there was this Olympic sprinter, Carl Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I say that like people don't know who I'm talking about. He's a huge famous guy. But I heard that his coach told him to give 80% effort when he sprints, even in the Olympics, even when he was going for the gold medal. And when I first saw that quote, I go, this has to be false info. This has to be clickbait stuff. And then I kept reading, and I guess there's a lot of truth to it. I think a lot of athletes actually perform in that 80% type of energy output state, because it's considered flow state. You know, you're not trying too hard, but you're also not giving it too little effort. It's just like that sweet spot. And I remember that day that I was doing that dance, I cared about doing the moves and having fun, engaging facial expressions, but I didn't care too much. Like, I wasn't overthinking it. It wasn't my plan to just knock it out of the park. It was just fun, and it was just very flow state, I think. And I think maybe that's the secret sauce to a lot of these accidents becoming the actual thing for a lot of people, is just there's not a lot of expectation sometimes. And expectation's the killer.
There's the hammer on the nail, right? It is about releasing all of the expectations, right? That's how you dance like nobody's watching. That's right. It is releasing those expectations and packing yourself with permission to just go for it and not have to have it be perfect.
Right.
And not have to have it be about some controlled or manipulated outcome.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
and just being okay with putting one foot in front of the other, taking the action, doing the thing, and letting the rest be out of your hands, because it is.
You know, you said good is, what would you say?
Good is the enemy of great.
And that's a big thing. I think a lot of successful business people will tell you that is very important advice. Don't wait until you think your product is perfect to finally put it out there. put it out there. And then if it's not great, that's okay. There's still time to finesse and finagle and fine tune, but getting it out there is the key.
Yeah, I think it was Austin Kleon who wrote like a book about showing your work. I think it was called Show Your Work.
Yeah.
And it really is about just putting yourself out there, because perfectionism has us all by the throat. And I feel like social media really contributes to that, which is why I think yours is so popular, is because it gives people the permission for it not to be perfect.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think none of us are perfect. So we need that reminder.
Yeah.
And we need that permission.
Yeah. I think also too, I mean, obviously I'm not 21 anymore. And so,
me neither.
And so I think it's fun to show that you don't have to necessarily grow up or act like an adult. And I think dancing and still keeping up with trends that maybe the kids are doing, or some of the songs that are popular amongst the young kids, being able to still dance to those is still a good thing to do. And just kind of, just kind of try to make an effort to maybe keep up with the times also helps as well.
Well, I mean, you talk about being a big kid in a way, right?
Yeah.
So walk us back into like your childhood and how you ended up even getting into being a weatherman.
Yeah, it's funny. I used to love Michael Jackson. I didn't do any dancing in terms of going to dance class or putting anything, but I loved watching, like many, right? He's the true king of pop.
The king.
So whenever I would be able to watch a video of his, my eyes were just glued. I would practice the moonwalk for days and days and days. I can do it to this day still, just because I remember just practicing it so much across my kitchen floor. But I always loved watching Michael Jackson dance and perform. And I think, I don't know, at some point, I just always kind of knew I wanted to do something entertainment-ish. Like I was always really into cameras and microphones and stuff. And back in my day, everybody didn't have a phone with video recording capabilities just in their pocket, right?
Hell no.
Hell no. I mean, I'm from the age where you had to rent a camcorder from like the Rent-A-Center, put a VHS tape in there, hit play record, and same. Shoulder fire it, you know?
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my dad rented those video cameras, and as a kid, I was like obsessed. Whenever he would bring one of those home for, I don't know, a birthday party or something, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And I just always had that in me, you know?
Yeah.
And so then fast forward a few years, and I graduated from high school, and all of a sudden it's time to go to college, and everybody's giving me crap about what's your major going to be. And of course, I didn't know what I wanted my major to be. I was just wanting to party and play football.
Who can't relate? That's been there. Yeah. Yep.
And so I go,
minus the football for me, but yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But I go, I've always liked cameras and video equipment and this and that. So I'll just do this communications thing. And from there, I actually I went to the University of Akron for my first degree, and I got a communications degree there. And there was an awesome on-campus radio station there for students to be a part of. And so I fully immersed myself into that. And at first I thought I was going to be a radio DJ. So I actually sent out a bunch of radio demo tapes, DJ tapes to places. I got an internship in New York City at XM Radio for MTV, which was cool. And after I graduated college, I did that internship in New York City, ran out of money, had to move back home with my tail in between my legs. And I put out a bunch of DJ reels, and I applied to a bunch of DJ jobs. And then one news station gig I applied to as well. And the news station gig was who ended up hiring me. So I thought I was going to be a DJ, and I ended up being like a news guy. Again, another little nudge, another mistake.
I call it like a dolphin nose, like a mama dolphin just pushing the baby dolphin in
like
a certain
universal
direction.
Tap. Yeah,
right.
yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
That's a really good way. It's like not violent.
No.
It's not going to knock you
Gentle
over.
Nudge.
It's just like
Gentle nudge.
there you go.
Yeah.
And so that's how my news career started. And I actually, at first, I was a news reporter. And then a year into that, our weather girl took a vacation and they needed somebody to fill in for her. And I was available. So they had me go in there. And after 2 days of doing the weather, I go, oh, I like the weather way better than the news. So I got my degree in meteorology and I've been doing it ever since. So yeah, that's a little bit about how it started. But really, it's all just because, I mean, if I was graduating high school in this day and age, I think I would have jumped straight into the creator economy, the creator world, right? Because now you can, you know.
Now it's a legitimate thing.
Absolutely. But, you know, back then you had to major in communications to have any editing equipment or video equipment at the ready. So
Absolutely.
that's kind of what I did, yeah.
Absolutely.
Right?
Hey fam, it's me, Alexis. Quick pause to shout out something that's not just a sponsor. It's my creation, Soul Sway Practice. This is the evolution of fitness. Think of it like microdosing your own neurochemicals, dopamine, serotonin, all the good stuff. No substances required. Soul Sway takes what's dulled and deadened and brings it back to life. It's multi-dimensional self-care, movement, mindfulness, meditation that lets you actually hear yourself again because our lives are loud, compartmentalized, draining. This is your time to come back online, set to curated and kick-ass soundtracks and cinematic backdrops that help remove the outside noise to tune into what matters most, you. This is your time, your practice, your life. Let's make it yours. With subscription-based classes, on demand, or courses, design your practice to not only fit, but enhance your life. Go to soulswaypractice.com and use code LAMN50 for 50% off your first month or year. You're welcome.
And tell me a little bit about some of the challenges that you've overcome, because I know you've had a few. I know that there have been, you know, sobriety challenges. I know there have been infertility challenges. Like, tell me a little bit about, you know, what you've had to overcome as a result of some of these other, you know, influences that have landed in your life.
Yeah, I'm a bit weird, I guess, a bit of a juxtaposition where I've always been drawn to cameras and action and stuff like what we're doing here. But I have social anxiety, and I didn't realize that for the longest time. I was self-medicating with alcohol, and I just didn't realize
As so many do.
So many do. And I almost can't blame people for doing it, because when I tell you, when I used to take that first sip of alcohol and you could almost feel it going down into your body, you actually, for me, I go, oh, I finally feel comfortable in my skin. It's just like the buzz that I always feel or think is gone, and I'm in that flow state. You know?
I was going to say, this is going back to being able to feel at home in your own skin, being able to be embodied, to inhabit your body without inhibition.
Yes.
And most people really don't have access to that.
Yes.
Again, why I created Soul Sway. But just because it is such a phenomenon, and so many people don't even realize that's what's happening. They don't realize that's why they're reaching for the drink or the medication or the sex, the drugs, the rock and roll, the whatever, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Continue on.
No, you absolutely nailed it. It's just, if you are comfortable in your own skin, I am so jealous of you. What a superpower! What a blessing! You should thank the universe
lucky stars,
every day,
right?
Yeah, because a lot of people would pay a lot of money to feel that naturally. And so, I noticed that I could finally just chill at a young age when I would drink, and so. But I didn't know what I was doing. And I also was operating under the presumption that everybody felt that way. Like, I didn't realize I'm wired a little bit differently than the average normal bear. And I know a lot of people have social anxiety, but I just didn't realize that's what was going on. I just thought, oh, everybody does this, and this is how everybody feels. Why can't I control it like everybody else does?
Right.
I didn't realize I was self-medicating. And
right.
So, you know, it took me a long time to figure out what the hell was going on and how I could fix it. I quit drinking 100 times, but I always tell people you only have to quit drinking successfully once to be successful. And so I've been 8 years sober. now and working on my 9th year. And really what helped me was going to therapy and having somebody identify that I have social anxiety, you know? So,
the why underneath the urge.
yes. Getting to the root of the problem.
Of what actually felt empty that you were trying to fill with something that wasn't going to fill it.
There it is. Mm-hmm. And after a couple of sessions, she said, Nick, you have pretty classic social anxiety. Try some Lexapro. Low dose. And I took it. I'm not on it anymore. But I remember taking it. And the very next day, I go, oh, I kind of feel comfortable in my skin again now. And that changed my life, man. And so from there, I was able to dance like nobody was watching, all by just getting to the root of the problem. And it's been beautiful. And people like you and that therapist that help others kind of find that within themselves are miracle workers. I mean, you guys you truly make the world a better place. I'm dead serious.
Stop.
Yeah.
As I urge you to say more.
It's true. It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
I mean, I think that's so wonderful. And I also want to give you the platform to talk about that infertility journey because I too, I had my first child's no problem. First try, naturally.
Yes.
But then with my second, all of a sudden there was a massive issue and it took a year of trying and then a miscarriage. And then we decided to get tested and the person told us, there's no way you're going to get pregnant naturally. We're like, well, how did it happen so easily the first time? And then we had to go on an infertility journey. And I know so many people that have, had, 1 try, 2 tries, 10 tries. I mean, it really is quite the phenomenon. So tell me in a nutshell, at least.
You and I are like
very alike.
Kindred spirits.
Kindred.
Yeah. Same. Our first kid came. I think I looked at my wife and she got pregnant.
Thank you. Yes, that's how it happened for us. I'm quite sure.
Yeah. That's just how good we look. Is that
seriously.
we have that power on the opposite sex.
Obviously.
And then a year and a half after he was born, we're like, time for kid number 2. This will be easy. And I don't know. It's like we jinxed ourselves.
Something happened between number 1 and number 2 where
I don't know.
Something just shifted, or it didn't shift, and the first was like a Hail Mary. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it was a miracle. Who knows with the first one, but number 2 just didn't happen. And after month 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goes by, you're like, we're on a time crunch here. So then obviously IVF and
sames.
You start there, and then eventually that doesn't work. So then you go to infertility. What are they called?
So there was IUI and then IVF.
There you go.
So you did IUI first and then IVF. Yeah.
And then IVF. And then after a couple of rounds of IVF not working, not only do you not have a baby, but you don't have any more money left.
Right.
And then you're just like, okay, this sucks.
Yeah.
And now we're broke too.
Yeah.
And we just kind of ended up having to stop, and to be honest with you, of course I would have loved to have a second kid. I will go to my grave saying that. However, I do think there's something very beautiful in just having the one and being able to experience everything one time perfectly and having that be your singular experience. And I also am weird in believing that, I don't know, man, I get down these rabbit holes of watching near-death experience videos.
Ooh.
And a lot of people say that you pick your life before you even come here. And this might lose some people, and this might not be for everybody.
Bring on the woo. Bring it on.
Yeah, this is what I'm choosing to believe because it helps me in my journey. But from what they say, you pick your own life for certain reasons. And also, you pick your son or your daughter, and they pick you too to learn certain lessons.
Absolutely.
And I'm just so honored that to even think about the fact that, like, my son would pick me to be his dad, and the fact that he's my one and only, I feel like is for a reason. So that's how I justify it in my world.
Faith, trust, all the good stuff. I can see the tears.
I do get a little teary-eyed thinking about it.
But that's the plight of a father.
Yeah.
Is to get emotional about your kid. And
Yeah.
and especially somebody like you who is, we call it woo, or we call it whatever we want to call it, right? When we get into this realm of, more spiritual and divine
Yeah.
purpose. But, when you really tap into, and this is my woo, but when you tap into a certain level of gratitude,
Yeah.
right? When you tap into a certain
I guess
level
that's
of surrender and trust, and you see like the divine purpose in something,
Yeah,
there is just they're called tears of gratitude. It's not because something is missing. It's because something has finally become whole, and we see the divinity of it. We see like the beautiful equilibration of everything coming together in your life to be on purpose.
Yeah.
And you're grateful, and you shed a tear of gratitude. And I think that is like that's homeostasis. Like that's the place we all are aiming to arrive at.
Yeah.
And you just did it right here on Look at Me Now, in this moment, in this chair.
Yeah.
Talking about your son.
That's
like,
a good,
beautiful.
that you really verbalized that very well. I would have never, it would have taken me 3 months to figure out exactly how to say what you just said right there. And I guess that's the simple word, is just gratitude. I mean, I do have one kid. A lot of people don't get to that point. And I think also a lot of people don't understand how many people do struggle with fertility.
So many.
It seems like
something's in the water.
Yeah, well, it seems like everybody's just always having kids, and it's just not hard to have a kid. And then when you do struggle, and when you do maybe go through it on your own, you start seeing, oh, you mention it, and somebody's like, yeah, us too.
Right. It's also the mind's eye principle too, right?
Sure,
of like
sure.
the whole, like, I'm looking for, a car, and I really like this car, and now I see it everywhere.
Yeah,
I want to have a baby. Oh my God, I'm seeing babies everywhere, and I never noticed them before.
Yeah.
But it's, I think, the same thing of like being open about your journey and being open about what you're focused on. And then all of a sudden, people will reveal it to you, or the universe at large will reveal it to you, so that you're not alone.
Yeah. And it's cool. I just think of it as, okay, my purpose on this planet as a parent is to pour all my time and energy and wisdom into this one soul, and that's my contract as a father. And,
God bless.
And I want to do it as good as I can, and so far he's the best, man. He's not what I pictured my son to be. I grew up playing sports. I was kind of athletic and kind of into pop culture. He's a little bit different, and it's just great.
That's part of your curriculum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Learning. Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. Learning. I don't know what the word there would be. It's not necessarily acceptance, but
Learning to relate. I feel
sure,
it's relate.
Yeah. Relate in a way that maybe you weren't expecting to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's ride this train, right? This spiritual woo gratitude train into the final question that we ask everybody on this podcast.
Love
Because
it.
today's episode is short and sweet.
Love it.
But packs a punch.
Yeah.
I want you to imagine that you have a mirror in front of you.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And in this mirror, you get to gaze at yourself. You get to have a moment alone with all of the yous that you've been up until this moment.
Wild.
The you that was the child,
Yeah.
like your son is now,
Yeah.
all of the stages and ages and experiences that you've had. You're alone with them, and all of the external gaze drops away. All the judgment, all the expectations, all of the agendas that people have held for you.
Yep.
And you realize in this moment, this is your look at me now moment. You realize no matter what I've done or I've not done, I'm worthy of love. And nobody else's opinion matters but the one staring back at me in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to say to the person staring back at you?
Man. I've had some weird chapters, and they all kind of, like everybody, I think they're all interwoven beautifully for a specific reason. And I would just probably tell myself, man, I'm proud of you, dude. You been through a lot. You've overcame infertility, alcoholism, and you've kind of done everything your own way. And that's been tough. It's been tough to try to follow my gut as much as I as I have been able to. And I don't look at myself enough and think like that. I'm always like, all right, on to the next thing, as I think a lot of people are. And I'm trying to get better at it, trying to live in the moment a little bit more, find some inner peace about where I'm at versus where I need to be going. And I am very proud of what I've been able to accomplish. I'm not the biggest thing since sliced bread. I'm not the smallest thing, but I think I have taken whatever slice of talent the universe or God has given me, and I think I have done a pretty good job of maximizing it as much as possible, and I plan on continuing to do that. But I would just say I'm proud of you, man. Just keep going. And it's like, what a question. What a great question, because I would never I never do that for myself. So I appreciate you asking me that.
Well, thank you for being so open and honest and transparent and really generous with your answer.
Yeah, and thank you for the question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna that's a really good visual to think about when you contemplate your journey, right? Because there's the elementary version of you, there's the junior high version, there's the high school,
and they're all at odds with each other. Let me tell you.
They're all learning, they're all evolving, and it's that thing where the 30,000 foot view is a little bit better sometimes than the street view.
Yeah, I always say that sort of helicopter bird's eye perspective is so different than when you're, down in the foxhole.
Yes.
So,
man, this was great. I didn't expect to feel all the feels. You're really good at your job.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. So are you. Everybody's going to tune in to the Dancing Weatherman because this is my people here. So where can everybody find you?
Yeah, I work at Fox Weather, so you can just download the app and you'll see me on Fox Weather streaming. Also on social, doing more fun stuff. So Nick Kosir, Kosir, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, or if you forget how to spell my last name, which is fine, just the Dancing Weatherman, and those are in limited quantity. There's not very many of those, so whichever
collector's edition.
So whichever profile pops up, you'll probably end up seeing mine pretty quick. Yeah. So.
I so appreciate you taking the time to be here.
Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
This was fantastic. I love everybody that's listening. You know I do. You
Me too,
know
man.
I do. I will see you next time on another episode of Look at Me Now. Bye, y'all.
Join us for Look at Me Now, wherever you listen to podcasts. And be sure to share, like, and subscribe.